Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, July 16th, 2021. Today we're going to do a little bit of a market overview on a couple charts we don't normally look at that often. The DXY, we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance, we're going to look at the total crypto market caps, both for including Bitcoin and not including Bitcoin. So the altcoin market cap. We're going to look at all those, see what levels we're looking at to the upside, to the downside, the current situation on all those charts. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do the quote of the day. We got some cars of the day. And it's going to be a fun Friday as far as a crypto video could go. That's as fun as I could make it. Okay, so let's do the DXY on the weekly to start it out with. Right now, we're moving up, right? As the DXY moves up, crypto tends to move down, or at least not do very well, period. As you can see, right? So when the DXY falls, as we did basically all throughout 2020, throughout 2021, that's when really crypto was booming. And you could see when we dropped in May, that's when the DXY started rising. So these are the levels we need to be watching for the macro term if we want crypto to continue to rock out and make our next big move up, we've got to go back down. Our resistance currently is our previous local candle here. And look at all the support and resistance that we've held for many weeks back in this area. So support, resistance, we came back up, support, resistance, we break through it, go back down, hit off of this line, which will be our support going. When we go back down, we want to break that if we want crypto to go up. And then we bounce off of this, come back up, hold that as resistance right around the 93 area. Got through it just a little bit, but closing the candle right just under the 93 area. Perfect. Come back down. Again, double bottom support off of that same level around the 90 area. And now we're moving back up again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't make a higher high here. We don't want to be closing weekly candles above 93, so I'd watch that. Now the weekly candle in the DXY closes today in 9 hours. Based on when you watch this, you probably already know where we're closed. So we want to close under 93-ish for this one. This one closed. Let's see where this closed at the top here. 93.012. So as long as we close at that or less, double top, hopefully hold as resistance, push back down here, and then maybe crypto can have a little bit of a breather. Maybe we get some kind of a rally. That would be, all speculation. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but I can tell you that if we get a nice drop back down to here, we'll be doing A-OK. And quite the opposite if we break this and continue back up. The crypto will likely be, in a chokehold and not be able to do much and probably continue the slow bleed. Even if the DXY just kind of bounces around and holds this as resistance for a time, like this back in here held it as support for some time. If we just go sideways, again, this is kind of a stronger momentum move out of the DXY. Look at this, the size of that candle. So we want to get rejected off of this for crypto to continue up higher. That's the DXY. Now the DXY macro term for the past 40 years has basically just trended down. If you put on a monthly scale, you can see this. So past 40 years, the DXY, if you're unfamiliar, is just the US dollar index. So going back to the 80s here, 1986, macro high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But you can see the years at the bottom here. So this is 40-year chart. And you can see our little micro move over here. On the positive side too, when we do proceed back up again, in the next, several months to years, whatever, whenever we start making our big moves up for Bitcoin, we're at 100,000. I would expect this level to fail. And when we break below this, we'll have one more level to be watching, and that's back in here. This is our kind of the final countdown. Cue the music, the final countdown. Low of 88.25, if you see that up in here. 88.25. If we break that, which I think we at least will double bottom sometime in the next, between 2022 and 2023 is where I would expect to, have our next peak up. So you can see this time frame here. You can see maybe if we come back down and hit this, and sometime in 2022 or 2023, maybe we would double bottom. At this point, Bitcoin would be, 100K, 200K, whatever it is. All altcoins would be, 5-10 times these prices. And then if we get close to this double bottom, I would expect maybe a reversal at that point. That might be our clear-cut sign for to get out of the market, rather. So we'll keep an eye on this. I know this is way down the road, but just a bigger picture, because that's what I like to focus on this channel. And so that's the DXY. So let's go to look at the Bitcoin dominance, which I conveniently already have pulled up. Bitcoin dominance on the weekly chart, as you can see, since our May drop, Bitcoin dominance has been slowly grinding up here. Our first kind of resistance level would be around 50. Did I just pick that out of thin air? No. Let's go back and look. Again, look at the support levels back in 2017. We finally broke through it. This is when alts were making a explosive move to the upside, and that is when our final peak of the last bull cycle was ensuing. And then Bitcoin dominance flips back around. Resistance again. This is when we had our dead cat bounce, so to speak. And then alts started running a little bit again, but look at the resistance level. Your previous support level becomes new resistance as you approach it again. We finally broke through it and then, proceeded to continue on. Now, fast forward again to our current situation. So if we come up to this level again, maybe we hold it as resistance again. We will see. I would say, sometime between now and, it's not likely going to test that today, right? Or these are weekly candles, so you can see how this could take some time to test. But maybe we get rejected the first time, give alts some breather. This would just Bitcoin dominance is just how strong Bitcoin is over the rest of the market, period. But now a key point I want to point out as well is we kind of need this to get going. Usually to kick off a cycle, Bitcoin tends to gain its dominance back. If you look at where we started our last move, we can go to the daily and it becomes a little bit more clear. Look at when Bitcoin started making its gains from starting at around $10,000 and to 20K to 30K to 40K to 50K to 60K. That was this time period. When Bitcoin dominance started, it was back in September, October. If you remember, we started flipping this around. Look at the moving averages. See, we're in reverse order. This is our 200, 100, 50, and 21. But when you start flipping these back around and getting them to the upside and sorting them out from least to greatest, that's when you got your big moves. And you can see Bitcoin started to do that right in here. And that is what leads to the next market cycle up, the next leg up. And look what we're doing now on the daily chart. This is a little bit more evidence. Very similar to kind of what's happened back in here. It's the 21 starts fighting with the 50. Let me move this so you can see a little bit better. I'll try to zoom in here for you. I know the screen's probably small. But you can see how the 21 EMA starts battling with the 50, then finally crosses back up, and then the move starts. This is when Bitcoin will start taking off in price. Dominance, obviously, most altcoins will just sit on the sidelines and watch for a bit. If you remember this, most of you were probably around during this time. Maybe some of you were really new and didn't get to see this, but that is exactly what's happened. And look at what's happening now. It's battling again. And if this proceeds to do something similar to this, then that would be the sign that maybe we're starting to fire up the engines for the Bitcoin's next move up. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to happen the next 2 days or 2 minutes or anything like that. This could take weeks or even months to fully play out, because I think we're going to have to get back above, 50, 60, up in these levels again for Bitcoin to really gain the strength over the rest of the market and really kick us off and pull the rest of the market up with it a little bit, so to speak. So that's Bitcoin dominance. Now, sip of water time. Let's go to the total market cap. We'll go to, this is including Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly, bigger time frame. zoom in. This is all of crypto, including Bitcoin right here. Look at where we are. We've broken under a 21-week EMA. Now we're just bouncing around between these two. So far it's holding our 50-week moving average as support. We want to hold that continued support. We don't want to break below it. Right now we are, let's see, about 6-7% away from that line. So if all of crypto drops another 6-7%, not too bad, right? If we could hold that line. We want to close that certainly this week, next week, every week. We don't want to be breaking that, because if we break that and close below it like this one, when we close below a moving average, we're likely going to test the next one, which we did. So the same thing goes for the future. If we close below this one, we will likely test this at some point. Now you can see these tapering off, so these will start leveling out depending on what prices do. But I think the end is in sight. I'm not sure that we're going to go down here. If we do, it's certainly going to take longer than the next several weeks, or even months. It would take some time, I think, in my opinion, to get down to that level. And I'm not even convinced that we're going below the 50 weeks. So we will watch and see. But the importance of that is, look at our last bear market. Starting this out, we broke below it. We had a rally. We haven't even really had a rally yet, right? Then came back down, tested support on the 50-week again, bounced back up again, another little rally. These don't look like big moves, but that's not too bad. The 40% move within a week is pretty cool. We haven't had anything close to that yet, right? And then we came back down again, and yeah, then we just kind of just fizzled out, right? Until we just ran out of complete momentum and fell off the cliff. Now, I don't think this is going to ensue anything like this, but nothing would surprise me anymore. I think we're more in kind of this area, and we will see what kind of move we're in. But if I had to guess, I would think something more like this is on the cards. Just kind of more choppiness for the next, days, weeks, maybe a few months, slow grind up, and then we get started again. So let's go look at the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin. So this is just altcoins. Something similar, but not quite the same as with Bitcoin. So we held the 21-week as perfect support so far, came back up, support for many weeks, finally broke through it, closed our candle below it, and so far it's been kind of holding as resistance the past few weeks here, and currently this week as well. So same boat, right? But we're a little bit higher. We still have quite a bit to get down to this. Almost just over 17% to get down to our 50-week there. So altcoins another 17%. That would be a little bit rough, but maybe we have like a final capitulation wick, like I talked in some of my videos yesterday, that would kind of catch everyone off guard, and everyone will expect prices to go much lower. Maybe we bounce off of that, and that is our final kind of capitulation. And then we proceed to not necessarily do one of these right away, but maybe more like a slower move up, like this area, or certainly, you can see these areas, right? I would expect something more like this. We would want to get back above our 21-week moving average and just hold it for many weeks, and just patience will win, because at some point, if we start doing this and hold that top 21-week moving average on any coin, certainly the total altcoin market cap, if we start doing this, then we can start getting these bigger move candles and completely start face melting again. That's what we're in crypto for. We're not in it for sideways chop, obviously. We're not in it for 5-10% gains. We're in it for 10x gains, right? More. 10x, 20x. That's still on the cards for the next coming years. Patience, whoever has the most patience will have the biggest portfolio in the next couple of years. So patience will remain a virtue. All right. Cars of the day. History's over. Lessons over. Dismissed. Cars of the day. Just got done building the Lego Koenigsegg Jesko. Pretty nice. They're getting more complex. And I got the Ferrari too. We've already shown that one, but so now I got the two. They're not very big, but pretty cool that Lego's doing all that stuff. All right, that's car of the day. I'll probably do a different one for the short of the day, but let's do quote of the day. Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. That is by I'm gonna butcher it a little bit. Rabindranath. That's probably not right. Tagore. So I did look him up a little bit because I didn't know him. Hopefully, if you know him, kudos. But apparently, he's won the Nobel Prize, and we also have the same barber. I'm gonna grow my beard out like this. What do you think? I couldn't do it if I tried. But yeah, he won the Nobel Prize in 1913 as in the first non-European to win it in literature. Nice. But it seems like I try to relate these to crypto. This seems kind of appropriate for the time that we're in. Stay the course. Have faith that crypto will work out. In it for the long haul. That's where we are. I appreciate you guys for watching this long if you have. 57 gold stars to you. Happy Friday. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great weekend.